their times are not very far off. But here we go as we're going to go take a checker flag here on the last race of the day.
Yeah, there we go. It's Diego Ramos leading the way down into turn one. Oh, a little bit of consternation as everybody gets together there, but it looks like we're able to get through nice and cleanly. I think Kate McQueen trying to hold it around the outside. That didn't necessarily play off. Sebastian Garzon that's able to move his way up ahead. Oh, I think that was Kate McQueen taking a big hop, skipping a jump over the gravel there.
Yeah, and we'll see if he brought any of that debris back on the track like we saw in the race before, or the VLR Masters race there. So I'm noticing just, for me, so much defending going on, not running a normal racing line. It's really not allowing these guys to, I always come from like, let's just team up together, check out, and then worry about us with 2 to 3 laps to go. That's not, in this VLR, we saw that in the junior, we're seeing it in the senior. It's defense mode start to go,
Yeah, I mean, this is a totally different kind of racing than what I've been used to in the past couple years, especially. It seems start of this season has been an ultra defensive year. I mean, people are just white line blocking everywhere. And the problem is there's so much penalties when you have to eventually move the guy out of the way because he's just in the middle of the track the whole way around. There's no way to do it cleanly, so.
Yeah, that's what I was telling DJ earlier. Like, I think I've trained you well enough now to watch the bumpers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I keep an eye on the bumpers. Yeah, right. I come from the world of sports cars and open wheelers, so the push-down bumper was a new concept to me, so it's kind of nice to see that. Ramos here continues to lead, by the way. Garzon, McQueen, Ali Mott with a really good run up through the field. Chase Castle Lee also moving up as well into 5th place.
And Garzon just made the pass on Ramos going into 10.
Yeah.
Going through here, which kind of made me surprised. Ramos has
been helped, but yeah, for sure, that has been kind of a problem trying to figure out this new bodywork. You wouldn't think it would make that much of a difference, but it sure does.
That is so crazy, and that's why we had you up in the booth right now.
You want to know these things. Yeah, exactly.
So with you guys being here so much, what we're noticing now is from round 1 to now, I think you guys have learned different places to pass, because we're seeing places that we didn't see passes being done round 1. Now they're seeing passes being made.
Yeah, it's hard to say because I'm not out there this weekend, but for sure I've seen a lot more aggression in corners that I didn't think was as easy to make a good, clean passing, but I've seen it all weekend, just lots and lots of passing and corners that don't have the best opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it into 11 and 12 and 13. That's become an area down into turn 9 where we see the leaders going right now. That's really become, I think last time, Sarah Bradley pulled it out into the lower categories. We were really stunned by it. We saw maybe a handful
this weekend. Yeah. There's been a lot of moves, especially in the slower categories, like the mini, where you're not in that hard into that corner in comparison to the faster category. So it's pretty impressive to see some of these kids.
Oh, that was Garzon.
Big all for Garzon.
Yeah, it looks like he just caught a tire onto the outside grass there, trying to get the move on Diego Ramos.
Was that the spring race?
Yeah.
Spring race.
Sorry, that'll be their Winter Nationals.
That's their Winter Nationals. That's right.
Yep.
It is. Well, yeah, you guys are a week after that, so technically it's spring. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as we get to Texas, that is the rest of our season. We're going and going and going until we get to back here next year, I'm sure.
So how many do you guys, I know you're a little light with us here this weekend on drivers, but on a typical event, like how many team drivers do you guys have?
Gosh, I mean, last year it would range from never less than 12 carts, but it got up to 25, 30 carts periodically through the season. So
yeah,
it was a lot of work getting all those carts to the track.
And I'm sure like some of your, we got some action going on.
Yeah, we got Kate McQueen able to take the lead back from Ramos here with 2 laps to go. Sorry to tear you away.
No, it's fine.
But McQueen starting to push ahead here. Ramos starting to look for that line, those crossovers. That's a big maneuver that we've seen quite a bit here. Is that over/under down into 5 and down to 6?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities on this track to over/under, but there's also a fair bit of double corners. So you think you're going to be able to get an over/under, and you're stuck on the outside again for the next corner. So it's definitely a very technical track to try and get a move done at, but it makes for some great racing.
It really does. I mean, it's the technicality. We kind of really highlighted 7, 8, 9 as kind of the high technical section of where you really got to get it right. But the back-to-back hairpins here and then the double hairpins of 9 and 10, it really just opens it up. White flag coming out here for Kate McQueen. Let's see if Ramos has got anything for it.
Got him covered up. We'll see how defensive McQueen's going to get here going into 5.
Pretty defensive.
Yeah, but
they're very experienced drivers. So it's definitely going to be a very tight race.
And there's that over/under that you were talking about. Kind of hung him out a little bit, but now here comes the problem, side by side. But you don't want to be on the outside coming into 7.
No, definitely not with all those marbles on the track. I mean, that line through there is so narrow right now. It can be just an inch long, and you're spinning out into that pit lane.
So we're letting them go down into 10 here. Big swing outside by Ramos. Really not much going on there, but how bad is the outside line on the start here?
You know, I actually prefer it.
Do you? Really?
Yeah. So
Alright.
I didn't have the best qualifying in the last round of.
Hold on, we got to cut you
Yeah.
off there because
Oh,
they're
wow.
coming in the checkered right here, and it's going to be
Come on.
McQueen coming to the line. He's